This time on Boneyard Revivals, we continue working on our budget trailer series here, and today we're actually going to put this trailer to use. Before we get into this video, I want to ask you guys, at the end of this video, I have some questions that I would like you guys to answer. So if you get the chance, I'll put timestamps down in the description below. Go back and listen to those questions. And then if you guys feel so obliged, I'd like to get you guys involved with this trailer. All right, so we need to make some budget temporary ramps. I do want to buy metal ones at some point, but for right now, to keep this, trailer, once again, budget friendly, we pulled this board, there's the other half of it, off of the trailer that they had screwed down for when they had some extra support for heavy equipment. The other board was completely trash, but this one was savable enough where I decided that we're gonna make some ramps out of these. Probably don't need to do this, but I'm gonna cut a 45-degree angle on the ends that are gonna sit on the ground. That'll kind of give it, it'll sit on the ground flatter, I guess. Sure. I have what used to be an old shelf here, and I like that it's got this lip on it. So basically we're gonna fabricate some trailer ramps between these boards and these, and I plan on cutting them and we'll get them all mounted on there. Now that we got these cut up, what my game plan is pretty much as you see it here. Have this marked that this is going to slide down to, so that'll sit there. That gives us enough room where that can actually hook inside that little rail on the back of the trailer. And then I made this backer plate, and that will kind of slide in, and basically it's all going to get bolted together, something like that. And the whole point for the bottom piece is to give more rigidity and strength to the top piece. So looking at the back of the trailer here, basically what I'm looking to do is make that lip so that drops right in. So that's roughly, we'll call that an inch. So basically those ramps hopefully will drop right in there. I think they're going to function pretty well. Like I said, these are very temporary, and I don't even know if I'm going to have these boards super long term, but we got 5 bolts in it. Probably could have went with 6, but honestly, I had a hard time scrounging up leftover hardware. A lot of these are small block Chevy head bolts that we were just able to reduce, reuse, recycle. We are going to be putting these to test though, so we need to throw them on the trailer, and we need to get heading to go pick up a vehicle, and we'll see if these hold the weight or not. All right, we can do our first test on the winch here. So I still have to figure out some of the wiring and stuff, but got some cables that I made up. So we have that plugged in. I'll turn it on here. I have my wireless remote. And let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, yeah. There's the setup right there. That worked pretty good. Trailer did good. The winch is amazing. Literally the winch single-handedly makes or breaks this entire trailer. We did end up using our D-ring hooks in the back. I wasn't going far, so I didn't strap it down up front here. I'll just let the winch lock it in. But trailer ramps, well, they're one-time use only, but oh well, you'll have that. So overall, I think the trailer did really well. We utilized these two D-ring hooks down here to tie down the front, and they held up pretty good. Pretty much, I think our next biggest things are getting actual good tires for it and an actual set of ramps, right? You agree? But yeah, you guys are gonna have to check the video out on this Scout when it comes out. This thing is so cool. Alrighty, so we're back on trying to get this toolbox straightened out a little more. This time we're gonna try a little bit of a more controlled pull here with the come along. We'll throw the blanket over for some extra security. And basically we're just trying to get all this back out. And then honestly, the biggest part is I can live with all this stuff being messed up, but this outer lip here and out here, I want to pull it straight and get this tucked back in. As you can see on this side, this closes over it, so basically rainwater or anything won't find its way into the inside of the box. So we can pull it out here, and then we'll have to massage it over here and get it tucked back in. Well, it sure ain't pretty, but it does function again. So that's kind of cool. And it fully shuts and latches. So that's good, at least. At least we got that far. I'd like to pull some of this out for how hard it is concaved in here. This out here, I can kind of live with. I'd love to pull that out, but if we don't get to it, you know what? At this point, it's only $100 to go get the same exact one from Harbor Freight. Well, let's get into those questions that I talked about earlier in this video. So we're at a point right now where the trailer is functional again, which is awesome. Kind of where we had to be. We're going to take a break from this series throughout the month of April because we have so many other projects coming up. But I have a series of questions for you guys that I want you guys to give me some input on, because it's going to basically dictate when we come back to this trailer series, where we're going to go. So first thing is what's left to do on this trailer to make it functional? Well, first and foremost, we need to get the brakes on the front axle working again. That is easily one of the most crucial things. The second most important thing is getting some trailer tires, and this is where my first question comes in. So we have been running these mismatched set of tires on it for a little while, but like I said, I want to get actual trailer tires. Now, the question that I wanted to ask you guys is, should we put a good set of tires on it and just be done with it? Or I do have a budget option where I was thinking about putting a, cheaper set of trailer tires on it and putting them on and seeing how they do. The only thing that's going to create a hassle is the more and more we use this trailer and the further and further we take it, it does cause concern where if you're putting another set of junk tires on it, like I would on it now, how much problems is that going to cause down the road? So basically, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do we just spend the money and, get a good set of like Carlisle's or, a good known, well-named brand of trailer tires, slap them on, be done with it? Or do we go for a budget option and see if we can budget out some really cheap tires for it, but at least they'll be trailer tires and at least they'll be load range specific? The second question I have for you guys comes down to the trailer itself. So obviously it's functional the way it is, but this thing needs a major makeover. It needs a facelift in the worst way. This trailer just looks abused. So one of the things that we're going to do when we come back out with the series is we're going to be painting this thing. So with that being said, I was thinking about going with a gloss black. I didn't decide if we're going to hand paint it with a brush or actually shoot it with the gun. But what are you guys thinking for color wise? Do we go with a gloss black? Do we go with a matte, like a matte black? Do we keep the trailer fenders red? Do we paint them silver? Kind of do it like the Rolling Stones say, just paint it all black? Let me know what you guys are thinking on that. I'd love to hear some of your ideas. Let me know what you guys are thinking as far as the tires, and let me know what you guys are thinking as far as paint scheme. We got to make this thing look pretty, right? So I hope you guys have been liking the series on this so far. Like I said, we've been putting a lot of work and attention into this. We're not done yet, but like I said, we're gonna take a little break and we'll come back to it. And hopefully we'll have a really nice trailer when we're done. Some of the other things we're gonna address later on in this series is these boards kind of flop back here. So I was thinking about making an angle bracket that goes over these and ties them all down to the trailer, so those aren't flopping around. And one of the other things that we're also going to be doing too is, as great as this mount's been, I do have the receiver mount set up, and basically the next game plan for that is to either utilize this plate up here where the box is, or figure out a way where I can keep the box, utilize that plate, and have winch receiver mount work with all of that, just so the winch is removable. And that's the thing, is it's removable now, but it's more of a pain because I have to crawl under the trailer and drop our bolts out of those 4 holes there out of the bottom of the winch. So I'd like to address that and basically come up with a design idea that mirrors and or does what this one does. That's going to wrap up and conclude this video. Like I said, I hope you guys really been enjoying the series on it. It's been fun to just kind of refine some of my skills and just be able to work on this, and it's so cool to see the progress. I mean, when we first got it, yeah, it was usable, but it had no lights. It was just, like I said, really janky trailer. I think we're currently like $1,200 into this deal, so we got, and I know I said before between $2,000 to $2,500. I know I've been throwing both numbers around. I'm shooting for $2,000. If it ends up being $2,500, so be it, because we're still gonna have a really good trailer when we're done. So let me know what you guys are thinking budget-wise on the paint and the tires, like I said earlier. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll catch you next time here on Boneyard Rivals. Remember to get out in the shop and start wrenching on your projects. Your dreams won't work unless you do. If you guys got a project that you're working on, by all means, let me know down in the comment sections. I'd love to hear what you guys are working on. But we'll catch you next time here on Boneyard Rivals. Take care.